Volleyball heats up. 17th ranked ASU looks to continue their rise, facing a national powerhouse, the third-ranked Washington Huskies. Hard-hitting volleyball coming up next. Tempe, Arizona, and Wells Fargo Arena. Home tonight, a top 25 matchup. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Kara, Arizona State, and Washington. 61st all-time meeting. Washington leads the series 40-20. They use contrasting styles, these two teams. Washington in their fourth year using a 6-2. That's a rotation of two setters. Arizona State using the more traditional 5-1. And Washington has won 17 of the last 18 meetings all time. ASU's only win in the last 10 years came in 2012 up at Washington. And hi everybody, Rick Burke along with U.S. Olympian Mike Dodd. ASU's moving up the rankings, but this is going to be a tough test tonight.
Yeah, Washington's such a complete team. They put so much pressure on their opponents, and for Arizona State, they can play really well at times, but Washington is going to stretch them out and force them to play well for longer periods of time.
So what about these varying offenses? One setter or rotation of two? They each have their advantages.
Yeah, Washington uses the 6-2. They always have three hitters in the front row, and it makes more players happy, more substitutions. Arizona State with the traditional 5-1. You get more consistency with your setters and your hitters. There's better communication. They set each other more, and more substitutions obviously available in 5-1.
Hey, this is going to be great. You've got ASU with Mercedes-Benz and Macy Gardner. And they'll be facing third-ranked Washington with Krista Van Sant, the reigning National Player of the Year. It's next on Pac-12 Networks. Here at Wells Fargo Arena in Tempe, Washington against Arizona State. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Kara. We've got the ball. You bring the game. And for Washington, under head coach Jim McLaughlin in his 14th year, won a national title in 2005. There's who he sends out.
Yeah, you see Bailey Tanner, a setter, running the 6-2. Such a complete team, so many great options for the setters to set in that 6-2. Always the hitters in the front, and Jim McLaughlin, what a great job he's done over the years.
Yeah, a lot of people in the lineup can find the floor. Jason Watson, the head coach of ASU in his 7th year and back-to-back NCAA tourneys for the Sun Devils.
And again, at the top of the list, Bianca Ariano, such a great 5-1 set, so athletic, only 5'8". But keep an eye on her. She'll get her stuff blocks out there on the right side. And on tight passes, she's amazed. She'll go up and push the ball over against the Washington blockers.
Best 3 out of 5 sets. The first 4, 25, and the 5th and final set, if necessary, will go 15. And how about Arizona State? 5 days ago, they took the first set against the top-ranked team in the nation, Stanford. They ended up losing in 4. And here it is just 5 days later, and they're taking on the third-ranked team in the nation.
And that's life in the Pac-12.
Nice crowd here tonight at Wells Fargo Arena. Facility opened up 1974. ASU's women's volleyball team now in its 42nd season. And Tia Sambray, the freshman from Southern California, to start things off. Ariano dials the number 3 Bailey off the hands, gets dug by Bailey Tanner, bumps at Strickland. Van Sant, her first swing will be calling Krista's name a lot. Casey Willie into the block and out of bounds.
And that's what Willie's going to have to do a lot of tonight. A little broken play on the outside. 3 Washington blockers up. Just takes a little off and tops it off the block, out of bounds, point ASU.
And you don't see Washington often get caught off guard in the block like that. Normally their arms turn the right way. Tanner to Van Sant. A lot of hair on that one, but too long for Krista.
Yeah, Van Sant came in a little low set to the outside there. Came real hard and just didn't catch any hands.
There's Bree Bailey, daughter of former NBA basketball player Thurl Bailey. Back set to Chrissy Jones, and she gets her first kill.
Chrissy Jones, another one of those freshmen from P Street. We'll talk more about that later, but so athletic, 6'2", just rises and hits on the right side, and watch her block on the right side. So effective.
P Street Volleyball Club from Irvine, California. Cassie Strickland. Wow, somehow ASU keeps that alive. And Moni Wade comes up with a kill for the Huskies.
God, Wade with a nice, crafty little job. She's going to go up and kind of hang for a while. See where the blockers go. Look at ASU stretching out and keeping this ball alive. Great play. Here's Wade in transition. Gets up early, hangs, and then chops crossbody.
Cassie Strickland down to the tape. Strickland, 20 aces, now 51 errors this year. And the player you saw stretching out to keep that play alive 2 points ago will now serve. That's Kizzy Willie. Your given name is Mackenzie. Always gone by Kizzy, the sophomore from Highland, Utah, and Lone Peak High School. That ball dug nice by Shannon McCready. Free ball coming for the Huskies. Bailey Tanner dials up Van Sant. High off the hands, dug nicely by McCready. Ariano outside, and Macy Gardner is dug by Strickland. Boy, this is fun. Excellent face-high dig by Kizzy Willie. Another dig for Strickland. Van Sant off the block of Mercedes-Benz and down. Ariano also in there as well.
On cue, Ariano seals that line against Van Sant. What a great rally. Tons of digs. Here you're going to see Washington come up with another big dig on Gardner. And there's Ariano sealing that line. She can hop.
She sure can. She's got 5 solo blocks this year, by the way, as you see Van Sant getting done. Ariano had 4 solo blocks in one match, August 31st, against Ohio U.
And that's just a smart set from Bailey Tanner, going out to Van Sant after Van Sant just gets blocked. Keep her involved, keep her going positive. She's your gun.
Katie Beals, the other setter in the 6-2. She checks in, along with Kaylee Nielsen. Backslide, back set, and Mercedes-Benz.
Ben does such a great job keeping distance between her body and the net. Such a great target for Ariana to find on that backslide. It's a great job. Really picked up a lot of confidence playing with the junior national team, trying out with them last summer.
That Mercedes open tryouts named to the U.S. Collegiate Volleyball national team. One teammate Kizzy Willie. There's Mercedes, last name B-I-N-N-S. I'll tell you what, if she ever make it on the national scene, she got the endorsement deal already locked up.
Already lined up.
Backslide Whitney Follett in her first Pac-12 action, coming off an appendectomy back in September, and he gets it done.
And that's a great play for Follett to come out there on that backslide. Willie with a perfect pass, and Ariano knowing right where to go.
Ariano with the serve. Good pass by Strickland. Big swing, wow, off the head of Bianca Ariano, I believe, and the kill for the Huskies for Tia Scambray.
Boy, Ariano came in with a really nice jump serve, and Strickland passed it right on a dime, and that's what happens when you play that right back defense position. You got to be prepared for a little protective defense.
Yeah, keep the hitters for soccer, right? Ariano outside, big swing, and a kill for Bree Bailey.
That's another important point for ASU. You want to get Bailey positive. You want to get her in rhythm early. She can be real tough when she finds her rhythm.
5 days ago, ASU won first set 25-20 over top-ranked Sanford, then dropped the next 3. Good dig by Gardner, Kaylee Nelson. Excellent pass by Van Sant. She was ready for the pipe, but instead they went outside to Tia Scambray. Off the hands, a goal for Follett, her second.
And that's what experience gives you. Follett still going hard, even though that free ball pass was well off the net, and Ariano takes the risks and finds her quick in the middle.
They weren't sure whether or not Whitney would play tonight. Dumped over the middle. Good dig by Ariano. Bump set by Gardner. Set over the net by Bailey. Back set to Nelson. Harper unable to dig it. Haley Nelson comes up with a kill for Washington. That's a first.
Tough break here for Harker. She's in position, just takes a little hop a little early and can't reach that dig. And Nelson's so effective on the right side. Hits so high, so athletic.
Bailey Tanner, the freshman from Southern California, serving. Got a net violation called against Washington.
And that's a tough break for Washington because Willie's hit the top of the net. Usually the refs are going to let the net go because you don't know whether the ball is hitting the net into the blockers, but net call just the same.
You saw Jim McLaughlin, head coach of the Washington Huskies. Scambray, big swing off the block of Benz and Bailey.
Yeah, Benz and Bailey, that's Arizona State's biggest, best block over against the left side hitters, Washington. Coach McLaughlin's going to take time out after some big blocks for Arizona State.
And ASU already 2 blocks. Washington 5 days ago at Oregon had 20 blocks, but so far Arizona State controlling the net and the scoreboard, a 10-6 lead for the Sun Devils here in the first. 12 women's volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We got the ball, you bring the game. What an unbelievable view of Camelback Mountain. We're a few miles away here in Tempe. And use one center or two. Washington uses a 6-2 offense. Arizona State uses a 5-1. From the back row, Krista Van Sant. Washington trailing at 10-6. And in the block, Kizzy Willie. And a point for Washington. Nicely done by the Huskies.
And that was a problem that Oregon had last week against Washington on those free balls. You don't want to set the ball too tight against this Washington team. They do not get told and they pike over.
Liana Sepulton for the off-speed free ball coming. Tanner dials up Jones, and Chrissy comes up with a kill.
Again, Jones strong on the right. Very quick set back to the right side, and Jones so athletic. Quick enough to get there, put the ball down.
Bottom of the timeout, the Huskies get consecutive points. Overpass, and Jones capitalizes.
Just one of the many things Tia Scambray, just freshman, brings to Washington is a great serve. Last week against Oregon, she had 3 aces. Here's another one right here. I don't know if this is an ace or what. It caused the overpass, and another point for Washington.
Big swing for Benz. Nice hit. Here comes Krista Van Sant off the hands of Benz and Bailey. Ariana going the way of Bailey. Good coverage by Benz. Kizzy Willie into the bucket. Jones and down.
We saw Will Toole Jones on the very first play of the match. This time Jones seals that line, pikes over, and that's what Arizona State's going to be facing all night long. That's what puts a lot of pressure on anyone that Washington plays.
Timeout called by the Sun Devils as Washington has reeled off 4 consecutive points with Tia Scambray serving. And we talked about the 2 different styles of offense, with Washington using a rotation of 2 setters. Arizona State just Bianca Ariano, the more traditional 5-1. Advantages for each. Washington, well, they have more players that quote-unquote start, happier players. In Arizona State, they've got more substitutions available, consistency and sense and leadership. Who uses each style in the Pac-12? Well, 7 schools use the 5-1, and 5 use the 6-2. And that includes Colorado, Liz Kritz's team, having Gabby Simpson join Nicole Edelman in the double setter system. So it's almost split down the middle.
Yeah, and you're going to probably see more and more teams going to the 6-2 just with the change in number of substitutions. It allows the coaches more freedom to really move those setters and opposites in and out without having it adversely affect the team at the end of a set when you're running out of substitution.
Not counting the libero, there's free substitution there. Not counting her, you get 15 substitutions in a set. Occasionally, though, if a set goes long, a team plays a 6 to be caught off guard. Jim Moore of Oregon had to use Natalie Bookout-Gonzalez, a DS, leading the set in the front row earlier this year.
Yeah, that's one of the keys, and I think that's a big job of your assistant coaches is really keeping track and monitoring the substitutions so that when you get in a long set, at the end, you get the right 5-1 team out there that you want.
4 straight points for Washington. There's Tia Scambray, the freshman from Dana Point, California, and my high school. Thank you very much, the Dana Hills Dolphins. And she found the 4-1 ace for Scambray, her 19th of the year. It's just 22 errors.
Yeah, that is just fantastic serving. And this is what McLaughlin, you're loving it as a coach when your player is out after a timeout and still serves tough.
out of system. Tanner goes to Van Sant, off speed, into the block. ASU made something out of nothing there. They got a break.
Yeah, it looked like ASU might have clipped that net on this block, and there it is right there, but no call, and another point for ASU.
Lee Bailey, 15 aces, 38 errors this year. Excellent pass by Strickland. Tanner to middle to Sebelden. Off the arms of Bailey. Down to Sebelden with the kill.
Sebelden, such a great vertical leap, such a smooth arm in the middle, and again, all getting set by Cassie Strickland's pass right on a dime.
And here is Cassie on cue with that fantastic jump serve. A pass by Gardner, and Van Sant right there to take advantage.
And Gardner with the overpass, and again, this is just a function of how heavy of a ball that Cassie Strickland's hitting. It hits the arm so hard that Gardner isn't able to buffer that ball and keep the pass on her side.
That ball might have gone out, but Gardner taking no chances. Willie gets dug by Scambray. Van Sant, that one might have gone long. Harper got a hand up on it, and the Dogs at the touch.
And that's where Van Sant just shows why she's such a great player. Tight set in transition, she can just go up high and get that ball on the defenders quick.
1 week ago tonight at OSU, Washington trailed at 21-16. Cassie Strickland served 9 consecutive points to close out the first set for Washington. Here, a service error for Cassie.
And what I love about Cassie, she's a baller. You know, she had 20 aces and 50 errors coming into this match, but in Pac-12, her numbers are much better.
Gotta love it when they dial it up at the right times. Tanner goes to Jones, too strong for Kizzy Willie.
Chrissy Jones has 3 kills, and they'll just quietly have a nice night over there on the right side for Washington.
Cassie Strickland's father. Cassie played 3 years of Pop-Warner football as a quarterback and linebacker. I'm sure Dad was loving it back then. He's loving it now. Upset by Strickland. Van Sant high off the hands. Nice hit by Willie. Let's see what Gardner can do it. And Mason coming up with a kill. Way out of system, but getting it out.
And really, for Arizona State to have any chance against Washington, players like Macy Gardner have to come out and really have fantastic matches and be aggressive like he was on that transition hit.
In this rotation, coming in to serve, Mazan, Whitney Follett back in the middle for ASU. And on the backslide, Melanie Wade, a middle blocker. Into the block. And off the block. And down.
Chris Van Sant was the defensive player of the week. We're not going to see that great cover she made on the first play when Washington was blocked, but we see her come back with huge stuff on the right side.
And now we'll see her serve. Very good from the service line as well. No surprise there. Ace Gardner high off the hands. Good dig by Van Sant. Your reigning defensive player of the week. Tipped over by Tia Scambray. And is that into the pin?
Just touched the antenna for Scambray up there on the left side. Very smooth freshman outside hitter. A lot of responsibility playing on such a great team, and she's shouldering it well so far.
Katie Beals, backset Kaylee Nelson, finding the floor.
Scambray comes back with a perfect pass, and that jumps her down the line, setting it up for Nelson here on the right side. That's just elevation and snap down the line.
How much you can do about that, threading the needle right there. Parker to Ariana to Macy Gardner, right side. And a double hit.
Gardner gets a break. Washington, I think, was in the net. Gardner hit that ball out of bounds, but point to Arizona State with Washington getting drawn in the net. That's what great hitters do, though. They force the blockers to try harder and make mistakes.
Iowa trying to get Nelson and able to do it. And the Huskies up by 3 here the first set. A set that was early on controlled by ASU. They had a 10-6 advantage, but followed a timeout. Washington scored 5 consecutive points.
And I really love the quickness that Washington runs their right side attack right now.
It's off the hand. Good pass that time by Gardner. Ariano has options, and Follett comes up with her third kill.
Follett always ready in the middle, and so far her first action in the Pac-12 after having her appendix burst, and she's been out for quite a while and come out on fire with 3 kills already.
It was quite a story. Surgery when they were in Kentucky for a tournament in September. They were very glad that they didn't get on the airplane. Otherwise, it could have been really bad news. And thank heavens Whitney's okay. And this is her first match since September. Too strong for Bree Bailey.
And that time Bailey just getting underneath the ball a little bit. She really got to work on her tempo. That really makes a difference in all her attack motions.
Bailey just has to set it over the net. To the middle to Liana Belden. Good dig by Ariana. Nothing good for ASU. So Belden got a lot of heat on that one.
Yeah, in Arizona State, they're going to take a timeout right now, and it's a good timeout by Jason Watson because in defense, they're in position, but they're just not controlling the ball very well right now, and that's Washington's taking a lot of advantage of the ASU ball control errors in transition.
Hey, it's a big day tomorrow on Pac-12 Networks. College football Saturday pregame show at 2 p.m., then at 3. Colorado in L.A. to face USC. Buffs coming off a bye week after back-to-back close losses, both of which they feel they should have won. Looking at their first conference win, and of course SC fell victim to ASU's Hail Mary 2 weeks ago last week on an Arizona missed field goal with 12 seconds left. Good support for this ASU women's volleyball team here at Wells Fargo Arena tonight.
Yeah, great crowd. They're into it, and as long as Arizona State can make the plays and give them something to get loud about, they can use that crowd to their advantage.
Washington with a 21-16 lead over ASU. ASU had 217 in the first set. Washington 242. And you got to hand to the Huskies. They're third in the conference and hitting percentage .329. And 161 opponents hitting percentage. And those numbers almost as good in the tough Pac-12.
Yeah, number 1 in the Pac-12 opponent hitting percentage and blocks. Number 2 in their own hitting percentage and aces. We talk so much about Washington's blocking, but their servers are great. They serve tough and they don't make a lot of mistakes.
Scambray served them into the lead in the set earlier on. Bailey gets dug by Scambray. What a feud Tia has. Van Sant sets it over the net. Ariano to the middle with a missed timing, but it was good on the off-speed. Mercedes-Benz, sometimes good to be as lucky as good.
Yeah, sometimes those little paintbrush hits for middles are the most effective dinks.
Welcome those of you who have been watching Cal and Utah. More great volleyball action in a top 25 matchup here between third-ranked Washington, 17th-ranked ASU. Sun Devils led in the first at 10-6. The Huskies have taken control 22-17. And a service error for Cassie Strickland. And so the Sun Devils back within 4 now. Rich Burke along with U.S. Olympian Mike Dodd. ASU moved up 1 spot in the rankings, but a tall order to knock off the number 3 team in the country, the Washington Huskies. Free ball for the Huskies. Tanner outside the Van Sant, gets dug by Harlow. I think Washington would have wanted to do more with that. Here's Van Sant again, second swing of the rally. And this time, Mazan unable to dig it. And McCray, in fact, and it's a 5-point lead.
And like last week against Oregon, Van Sant had kind of a slow start in the first set, and she slowly worked her way back into this first set after having kind of a slow start.
hands, dug nicely by Scambray. Van Sant very close to the net. Gardner dug by Beal, bump set, Strickland, Van Sant again, dug by Kizzy Will. Good bump set from Harker. Gardner will get stuff popped by Nelson and Wade.
Yeah, Melanie Wade did a great job of getting out to the outside kick and really pressing her left hand over and taking away that angle hit from Gardner. Great block.
Set point for the Huskies, off tape. Nicely covered by Harker. Good coverage that time by Ariano. And Van Sant a little bit too long that time.
Nice point for Arizona State, just continuing to scrap. You never know what's going to happen. Even if they can just steal a couple points right now, they may not win the first set, but get the momentum back, because they definitely had it at the start of this first set.
And you might dig Krista Van Sant, but you won't make many errors like that. And that time, Krista getting it done, and Washington wins the first set over ASU, 25-19. They trailed it 10-6, took timeout, came back and took control. Huskies take the first set here at Wells Fargo Arena. We'll be back with the second set in a moment.
Hey guys, do you want to look like Monday?
Huskies closed out the first set on a 19-9 run. Win 25-19, Mitch Burke along with Mike Dodd. And we told you that 4 Washington Huskies played for T Street Volleyball Club in Irvine. Quite a facility, Mike.
Yeah, the club owned by Troy Tanner, head coach at Pepperdine. Obviously, his daughter Bailey is a redshirt freshman setter for Washington, along with Strickland and Jones.
You get your own brick out there once you hit E1.
Yeah, you get your own brick, which is beautiful. It's such a great tradition. There's a tradition for the Manhattan Open tournament. You get a plaque on the pier if you win that in beach volleyball. Much the same with T-Street. It's a really nice tribute to the players and their onward success.
Jones, Scambray, Strickland, and Tanner, all of the starting lineup for the Huskies. So quite the connection between T-Street and Montley.
Speaking of Troy Tanner, Bailey's father, also great friends with Jim McLaughlin. They were involved in each other's weddings, and the families do things together. And now his daughter's playing for Jim here at Washington.
They played in Japan together as well. Jim McLaughlin and Troy Tanner, first-year head coach at Pepperdine. Back set Percy Jones off the block. Good coverage by Bailey Tanner. And a second effort at the block for Follett, and Gardner gets it done for ASU.
Good start there for Arizona State. Follett and Gardner on the right side.
There's Des Tanner, Bailey Tanner's mom. His dad, Troy, with other duties as the first-year head coach of the Waves. Troy did get to his daughter play recently.
And this is an easy trip from San Clemente, just come to Arizona.
Free ball for the Huskies. They usually capitalize on this. Tanner to the middle to Melanie Wade, who got high and sent that one straight down to the floor. Not much you can do about that.
Yeah, Wade again with a real nice vision. She just goes up her, hangs a bit, and then saw the angle and beat it.
Set by Melanie Wade to Chrissy Jones. Off the block and out of bounds. A kill from Ace Gardner from the right side.
And what a great job of hitting from Gardner. That set was tight. Van Nett was all over it. She was able to tool her out of bounds. Got to do a lot of plays like that against Washington to get by.
Amazed at the back set by Melanie Wade. Van Sant. A lot of velocity on that. And she comes up with the deal.
Such a great classic approach on this left side. It's come so fast, using her arms in her approach for maximum elevation and snap on the ball. Just beautiful outside hitting.
Van Sant Labby, 42 kills and 40 digs and wins over Oregon State, Oregon. Katie Beals goes to Van Sant, and she finds the corner.
And it all starts with Van Sant and Wade in the front row getting that great soft block. here on the left side, and then Van Sant, the quick approach, available in transition for points.
And he deals. And a Sauce error for Caden. Your ASU, you got beaten 5 days ago by top team in the nation. You lost the first set here to the number 3 team in the nation. How do you collect yourself heading into this second set?
Well, you know, ASU had a lot of free balls, a lot of opportunities. They just kind of squandered with ball control. It wasn't perfect. So I think there were a lot of positives from that first set. They're at home. They've got a great crowd behind them. So I think if you're Coach Watson, you just basically tell them, keep playing, you know, tighten up your ball control. Let's make Washington work for this.
This dig by Willie. Bree Bailey off the block of Wade and Scambray.
And Scambray and Wade on the left side putting up a nice block. Washington's block is so disciplined. Their middles are so good at getting outside and sealing that gap between the outside blocker.
Service ace for Krista Van Sant. What impressed me in looking at the numbers is that Washington had only 20 solo blocks this year. Arizona State had more than 60. It means they don't have the opportunity for solos because they closed on the block.
Exactly.
Well, we're in the second set with the Huskies looking to move up 2-6 to none. They won the first set 25-19, and they lead this one over ASU 7-3.
One on Pac-12 Networks.
The students in the Inferno. Hey, Washington leading the second set 7-3, and they're coached by Jim McLaughlin, his 14th year. Only college coach to win men's and women's NCAA titles with USC in 1990 and Washington in 2005. And Jason Watson, the head coach of ASU, former head coach at his alma mater, BYU, led them to the NCAA tournament all 3 years there, 05 to 07, and then 2 tournament appearances with ASU each of the last 2 years. Overpass and Melanie Wade right there to capitalize.
So everyone talks so much about Washington's block, but I think what goes unnoticed is how much pressure they continue to put on a team with their great serving team.
All the way around. Down into the tape from Bree Bailey. They can't make mistakes like that when they get a chance.
Yeah, it's tough, unforced error again for Bree Bailey, and it's all set up again by a tough serve and getting everyone out of rhythm for Arizona State.
Gardner with the pipe, pancake by Cassie Strickland. Scambray, set by Harder. Good swing by Willie for the kill, and ASU needed that one. Let's go look at the dig by Cassie Strickland.
Strickland just so quick, exploding to the ball, getting her hand underneath. Textbook pancake right there.
And finding the floor to Scambray.
That ball was just out. Scambray with a nice deep cross-court hit into the corner, just out of bounds. Bailey with a tough serve when she gets it in. It's a kind of a knuckle top spin. It's hard to control.
The linesman got overruled. And Nelson going down the line and missing wide.
2 pretty darn good passes off tough serves and 2 unforced errors for Washington. Coach McLaughlin's not used to seeing that on the court.
Here's Bailey. Pass by Strickland, set by Beals, and the kill by Wade. Dialed up perfectly in system by the Huskies.
Wade just continues to find the holes in the ASU block. Just so consistent, so good out of the middle, and a great server in her own right. 19 aces going into the match.
And just 13 errors. And make it 14 as she goes a little bit wide. Kizzy Willie with the service for ASU. From the back row, Krista Van Sant and a little bit wide.
Tough break for Van Sant. Made the all-round play there, passed the ball on the dime, moved around, got into position, hit from the 10-foot line, cuffed it out of bounds.
Kizzy Willie's mom, Cindy, in the Montana Athletics Hall of Fame as a volleyball player. So Belden Dug by Willie, but over the net, and Sebelden takes advantage.
And again, Sebelden with no approach on the second, just great hops. Goes straight up, throws it down, takes advantage of, again, Arizona State's defense, unable to control the ball and keep the ball on their side of the court.
Seems like Sebelden's been around forever. It's her third year, great freshman year 2 years ago. Good pass by Gardner, and Ariana going for her first setter kill. Read well by Washington. Back set, Mercedes-Benz into that block. And Gardner off the block and out of bounds. Macy, the kill for the Sun Devils.
Gardner with the kill, great set from Shannon McCready in transition. McCready was possibly not going to play tonight due to a concussion that she had earlier 2 weeks ago, and now she's back out there.
Genevieve Perot to the match for the first time, served for ASU. Redshirt freshman. And got the touch.
And again, Chrissy Jones on that right side, give her credit for the kill, but give Tia Scrambre big credit for another perfect pass right on the money.
Nicely dug by Scambray. To Van Sant. And Van Sant with another kill.
And that's the beauty of Van Sant. When the dig is perfect in transition, they can run it fast to her on the outside. And if it's not quite perfect, they can go higher, and she can just go up and over the top of the block.
So many advantages with Van Sant on the team. Wow, what a great intake by Van Sant. Outside to Macy Gardner, and she finds the floor. Oh, ASU need that.
And Gardner, give her credit for just hanging in there. She had a couple of great hits. Dug by Washington, just hangs there tough, gets one final attempt on the outside, is able to throw it down the line for a point.
And how about that off speed from Yana Sebelden?
Sebelden gets another kill there.
Washington, a very well-balanced team, and not just Krista Van Sant, though she certainly is the key. Too long for Bree Bailey. Gino Auriemma, longtime head coach of the UConn Huskies women's basketball teams. You look at Bailey going along here, and they once asked him the secret to his success, and he said, we have Diana Taurasi and they don't. Well, Jim McLaughlin could say the same thing about Krista Van Sant. They have Chris Van Sant, the other teams don't.
Yeah, Van Sant makes so many great plays, but it's a huge mistake to think that this team is all just Krista Van Sant, because they have so many great complementary players that are athletic and physical.
Oh, they sure do. Here she is, Van Sant. Dug nicely by Ariano, set by Gardner. How much Will could do with that one. A back shoot set to Chrissy Jones. What a set by Bailey Tanner.
And that's really the story of the first two sets. Arizona State is making some unbelievable digs. When they get the sets in transition, they aren't able to really do a lot with it. Washington controls, runs another quick offense to the outside, and keeps Arizona. They're just pounding on Arizona State right now.
I'm amazed at how good the freshman Tanner is overhead. Beals into the game, a setter. Pancake by Gardner. Dumped over by Follett. Bump set by Strickland. And Sant going off speed. Ariano going to Bree Bailey. Dug by Strickland. Kaylee Nissen off the hand. Another dig for Ariano. Another bump set for Harker. Lots of ops for Katie Beals. To middle to Melanie Wade. Dug again by Ariano. Her third of the rally. And the kill from the back row for Macy Gardner.
You know, Arizona State had a few real tentative swings throughout that rally, and Gardner's just kind of says, okay, I'm swinging hard. It's going one way or the other. It's going to get stuffed or I'm going to get a point.
Kind of like Indiana Jones. No more messing around. Just pulls out the gun.
Van Sant so smooth out of the middle. My old partner, the great Tim Hovland had a saying, if you're going to hit, hit. If you're going to dink, hit anyway.
Rich Burke along with Mike Dodd, silver medalist in the Olympics, beach volleyball, along with Nick Whitmarsh. A fantastic pancake by Katie Beals. We are seeing some great volleyball action, Mike. Another dig by Beals. Nicely done by Ariano. Bumps head by Hawker. Back row attack by Gardner. Another kill for Macy.
It was like a carbon copy of the last play. Again, Washington playing great defense. Arizona State playing even better. And who do you go to at the end? Macy Gardner. Let her just bring the heat. There's something about the power that Macy Gardner hits with. When her hand hits the ball, just makes a little different sound, and that ball gets on defenders quick.
That's very tight to the net. Nicely done by Wade. Beals goes to Scambray. And Scambray comes up with kill. Fatia, that is her second.
And Scambray's going to get the kill. That line is open. She knows how to rip it. And again, it all got started with Melanie Wade with a great soft block in the middle.
Here's Wade to serve. Too long for Kizzy Willie.
Really looking for a touch on that play.
Jason Watson, head coach of the ASU Sun Devils, and timeout taken by the Devils with the Huskies leading 19-13 here, trying to move up 2 sets and none. And a reminder, we've got a lot more volleyball action coming up for you on Sunday. It's a triple header, 11 o'clock OSU at USC, or Cal taking on Colorado, or Washington State taking on ASU here in Tempe. 1 o'clock Stanford, Utah, and at 3, Washington battling 16th ranked Arizona in Tucson. Live action starts Sunday at 11 on Pac-12 Networks and Pac-12 Now. Check pac-12.com for matches in your area. And we've talked about it before. Washington against Arizona on Sunday. That's one to circle on your calendar. Arizona's got some height with Ashley Harris and Mackenzie Jacobson, and that one is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, this trip through Arizona is not an easy trip for any of the Pac-12 teams. Arizona State at home, very, very tough, and Arizona maybe even tougher.
The Washington Huskies in their 6-2 setter system using redshirt freshman Bailey Tanner. We talked about her father Troy founding the T Street Club and good friends with Jim McLaughlin, and Bailey almost didn't come to Washington because of their friendship. She didn't want to get an opportunity because her dad was friends with head coach. She wanted to do it on her own merit, but they talked, and she decided to come be a Husky anyway, which is the place she wanted to be.
Well, I think she's proving that she more than deserved, the interest of Washington, and then going after her as a player here on the court.
Back row attack, Gardner again. They down up for another kill for Macy.
Just a great little string of hitting right now for Macy Gardner. That play she had to pass, and she had very little approach, and still got the job done. There's Troy Tanner's wife.
Yeah, that's Dez, and her daughter plays in Washington, but she's an ASU grad. I think in this case, blood is a little bit thicker than the colors of the uniform. Off speed from Tia Scambray.
Again, the Washington hitters hit so high, so hard, and they're so smart that after they set up the defense with some deep bumps, they always bring nice, timely dinks over the block for point.
It confuses the defense. There is Bailey. 8 aces, 17 errors coming to this match. Off the tape. Nicely done there. ASU getting back within 5.
Gardner coming up with the recipe against this great Washington block. Just swing hard, find some openings.
Genevieve Brode from Cave Creek, Arizona, north side of Phoenix, and too long for the redshirt freshman from Notre Dame Prep.
Tough break for Perot. The ball just kind of sailed on her, came off with a nice knuckle, but just kept going.
Didn't play as a true freshman last year, but did play sand volleyball in the spring. To the middle, off speed, Follett, smartly done by Whitney.
Boy, Whitney, for having missed so much play, has really come out here tonight and shown why she's one of the top middle blockers in the Pac-12. This time, hardly anywhere to go, just found a way to get a kill.
She partnered with Macy Gardner last year in sand volleyball. That'd be a fun team to watch. Liana Sibelton wanted the touch and didn't get it. I think she thought she did.
Sibelton came right off that hit, calling for the touch. Good salesman, always trying to sell that touch call.
Excellent pass by Strickland. Bat set Tanner to Jones, and the crowd didn't like it. They thought it was long.
Jones again just snapping high. We'll see if this ball is in or out. Ooh. Might have just caught the back of the line. Crowd doesn't like it.
All over the lines official. Nice done by Harker. A lot of heat on Strickland's serve. Off speed from Follett again. Put overhead bump set by Strickland. Let's see what Bailey can do. Not a lot with that one. Chrissy Jones going off speed and finding the floor again. The Huskies taking advantage of the earlier big swings to find the open floor.
Really mixing in the dink well, and again Strickland just setting things up with that great bombing jump serve and then passing free balls on a dime.
Watch Strickland serve. Boy, she is fun. Good coverage by the Huskies. Free ball coming for ASU. Ariano back set. Macy Gardner who drops it home.
And that was just heat on great defense. Gardner going right at Strickland, and Gardner gets the better of this one. You see Strickland after the play just slamming the floor with her fist. So you know the great players want to dig the great hitters, great liberos.
Wade going off speed. That time Ariano able to keep it alive. Big chance here for Bailey Tanner. Off speed from Van Sant for another kill.
So there was definitely a message in the Washington huddle after the first set that the dink is open, and the hitters have now set them up and are using it well for Washington.
Set point for the Huskies as they try to go up 2-0 over ASU. Katie Beals with the serve. Good chance here to get it done for Beals. Back set, big swing. Kaylee Nelson. Whitney Follett coming up with a kill. The Sun Devils staying alive here in the second.
Boy, Follett sure has great vision. She seems to know always where the block is in front of her and just finds a way to go right off the outside hand and down for points.
With her out, they relied a lot on Andy Laurence. The great job she did to help them get to 2-2 in Pac-12 players. Nelson again, and that one down to the tape.
And that's really what Arizona State needs more of. They need to start getting Washington in trouble with their serve so they can set up their block and get some points.
Let's see what the freshman libero from Bakersfield, Hallie Harker, can do. Beals, Van Sant off speed, read well by Mercedes-Benz. Beals to the middle to Melanie Wade, dug by Ariano, kept live nicely by Bailey. Middle again, Wade, and that time off the hands of Benz and down, and Washington closes out the second set 25-20 after they won the first set 25-19. Hey, coming up on our Pac-12 Volleyball Intermission Report, it's Ashley Adamson in studio. She'll have highlights of Cal and Utah women's volleyball, and then a look at the Sun Devils women's soccer team and their game against USC. I think you're going to want to see that one. That's all coming up on our Pac-12 Volleyball Intermission Report. The Washington Huskies getting it done in the first two sets, looking to remain undefeated. They came in 16-0.
Now,
Pac-12 Volleyball on Pac-12 Networks presented by Tachikara. Washington taking control midway through the first set. They won that one and had control most of the way through the second, and they are 2-0 against ASU here at Wells Fargo Arena. Rich Burke along with Mike Dodd, and Washington just winning the serving and passing game, and they just find a way to stay in system most of the time.
Yeah, and above all, they're winning the transition game. They're getting good swings in transition and putting the ball down. There you see a net hit, but all in all, Washington doing a real effective job of putting ball away in transition. Conversely, Arizona State, they've had a lot of great digs, a lot of swings on the outside, but outside of Macy Gardner, who's kind of took that second set into her own hands, they haven't been able to get a lot of conversions at points off their defense, and that's a big key for Arizona State in this third set. If they can come out and block and make the same defensive plays but get kills off of it, then they're going to be in better shape.
And a look at the numbers through the first two sets. Washington 230 in the first set, 273 in the second. ASU 156 in the first, and they climbed to 205 in the second.
Yeah, just look at the kill difference. Washington with 34 kills, Arizona State 42. That's really the difference right there. The block totals are even, but I would argue that stat's a little deceptive because Washington is getting up so big and taking up so much area and are so disciplined that they're causing the Arizona State hitters to be tentative and try to hit around the block, which just makes for easy defensive pickups.
Take a look at Sparky a few weeks back on the Pac-12 Sports Report. A great job with Ashley Adamson. Ariano looking for the center kill and getting it done.
So little trick plays, anything that can get that ball down against the Washington block and defense right now is going to work for Arizona State.
There's Ariana, who just had that kill. Good pass by Strickland to Belden into the block. Nice dig by Scambray. Here comes Gardner. Had 10 kills the first two sets. Van Sant 11 to lead all players and make it 12. Krista Van Sant.
And again, Van Sant turning lemons into lemonade. Really not a great approach, not a great set. Well off the net. She just goes high, hard off the hands. And great players find a way to score points off tough set.
Krista Van Sant, the reigning National Player of the Year. Bailey high off the hands. Another good pass by Strickland. You'll hear that a lot. Chrissy Jones. Ariana sending it over. Anna goes to the middle to Melanie Wade. Off speed and finding the floor.
And again, it just seems like every rally, Arizona State scrambling, and Washington State is just calm and cool, easy pass, easy set, running their offense, making good decisions.
Melanie Wade from Palo Alto High School, and really not recruited very heavily by Stanford. Of course, they had Iki, and now they had Moretta Lutz.
There again, the Washington block, they don't get credit, but that's another unforced error and point for Washington.
Little wide for Cassie.
That serve traveled right by our desk here, and boy, you can feel the power of that serve for Strickland. Really puts the pressure on.
And Chrissy Jones didn't get the touch. Jim McLaughlin, head coach of the Washington Huskies, one of 4 remaining unbeaten teams in the nation. Texas plays Kansas State tomorrow. Florida State won earlier tonight. If K-State can get a win over Texas, Washington might have a chance to move up. Well, they would move up to number 2 in the nation if they were to close out this win tonight for ASU.
Bailey Tanner with a nice set. That pass was well over to the left side of the court. Just kind of got it up there for Van Sant. And again, Van Sant, without a great approach, found a way to get it done.
In case you're wondering, in the Pac-12, each team has another set of teams they only play once. ASU gets one back. And for Washington and Stanford, they only meet one time this year, and that is November 26th in Seattle, right here on Pac-12 Networks. Will both teams be undefeated heading into that one? Joust at the net. Lots of options for Ariano. She does it. Bailey right into the block of Melanie Wade.
Wow, Melanie Wade again. Watch her get her right hand over. She gets out there. Here's the pickup on defense. Washington scrambled as good as anyone. They're all so athletic out there, and then they finish with a huge block from Wade. And that's just maybe Bianca Ariano trying to do a little too much, trying to set that middle from about 10 feet off the net. And Washington just an easy transition again.
Haley Nelson, and too long, didn't get the touch. Now Washington trying to close out ASU in 3 games here. And Washington will play at Arizona 3 o'clock on Sunday.
And here you're going to see Nelson. Usually the hand snaps over the top of that ball, and that time she hit the bottom of the ball and it just sailed.
Too long for Bree Bailey. These players obviously in great condition at this point in the year, but with another match 2 days away, how important would it be for Washington to close out ASU in 3 sets?
I think anytime you're playing in Arizona, the sooner you can win the match and get off the court, the better, because you never know. There's always a comeback in these Arizona teams.
So the backslide, 1 foot for Mercedes-Benz. Nice play by Harker, but still a free ball for the Huskies. Dug by Gardner. Ariano goes to Willie. The set by Van Sant. Scambray gets dug by Gardner. Dizzy Willie again, second set of rally. Dug by Van Sant. To the middle, Mercedes-Benz. Ariano went for the sir kill and a net violation called on Ariano.
Yeah, it's a break for Ariano. The follow through on the dump. Just touched the net, and again, Washington, if they're not blocking, if they're not serving, they're scrambling on defense. That was a great dump, and they still picked that up, and we're playing on.
Mercedes-Benz. And down into the tape. Off the block, one of the two.
We're going to get an argument here. I mean, the players, all the players are thinking that was off the block and out of bounds, but the ref's calling no touch on the block.
Let's take a look at it.
So close.
Crowd groaning about that one.
Wade just missing the sideline. She has such a tough serve out of that 5-position cross court.
Dizzy Willie told her mom, the former Cindy Pittsinger, trained with the 92 Olympic team. Got a 35-inch vertical leap and is in the Montana Athletics Hall of Fame.
Speaking of vertical leaps, Kylie Nelson, that right side, just such a nice, quick jump. Wow, she's hitting that ball high.
That ball was straight down.
That's pretty.
And Nelson, a senior from Salem, Oregon, Sprague High School. All right, now going to Gardner. Off the block, Jones and Sabeldon. Again into the block, Jones and Sabeldon. Scambray did not get the touch.
Tried to sell it, couldn't get it. Point for Arizona State. Nice try though, Scambray. For just a freshman, she's a pretty cagey hitter. That was a tight set and just went for hand and didn't get it, but tried to sell it.
Benz on the serve. Scambray. And unable to be dug by Shannon McCready.
Nice set again from Tanner, going right back to Scambray. Again, great setters always give their hitters a second chance. As soon as you see an error, they'll go right back to them to get kill and get things back in positive mode. Tough break. That ball just had a lot of spin on it, and a lot of moisture just went through Harker's hands.
Jim McLaughlin, head coach of the Huskies, and got a history of great players for Washington. As we talk about the reigning National Player of the Year, Krista Van Sant, Hondo Award winner. Courtney Thompson won the Hondo Award back in 2005 as Whitney Follett capitalizes on an overpass. And it was just 5 days ago, Courtney Thompson and Team USA won the first ever championship for a women's team, Team USA. They beat China in the World Championships in Milan, Italy on Sunday. 50 years trying, they finally got a gold, a big moment for Team USA. Courtney Thompson was key in that, and she was a backup set that would come in, and she really keyed several scoring runs for Team USA.
And it would be no surprise at all to see that player on our national team soon after her college career. Van Sant with another steady kill high down the line.
Husky's looking to get it done in 3 sets. Ariana to Whitney Follett, who was big in the first set. We haven't called her name much since.
Yeah, Chrissy Jones tried to close on that 3-set from the outside, but Follett saw the opening, chopped it across her body. Just a smart hitter out of the middle, having a great night after being away so long.
7 kills, no errors for Whitney Follett. Van Sant.
Again, another nice job of smooth hitting for Van Sant. Set was a little short, a little inside, and she just calmly gets to the ball with good feet and chops it off the hands.
Another double-double for Krista Van Sant. 15 kills, 10 days. At 42 and 40 in 2 matches last weekend up in Oregon. To the middle to Follett, dug by Beals. Free ball for the Devils. To the middle to Follett again. Excellent job by Gardner, but Whitney Follett, first mistake offensively of the match for her.
Ariano going Follett for 3 in a row, and that was just a set that was a little too low for the kind of hit Follett tried to do. And Washington, if it's not the block or the serve, it's their groveling defense. They just keep the pressure on.
On Pac-12 networks.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. This is one of 5 matches in the Pac-12 tonight. Earlier today, Utah beat Cal in 5-set. Utah's second win. Cal still winless in Arizona and Washington State. WSU trying to keep that one alive. Stanford lost the first set at Colorado. A few days back knocked off UCLA at UCLA. And there are 7 top 25 teams in the Pac-12, with 3 in the top 10. The Oregon figures to fall out of the top 10 after losing at UCLA 2 nights ago. Costello had 33 kills in that for UCLA, the most for a Bruin in the Valley scoring era.
And again, Van Sant and Wade just putting up a wall over there on the left side.
Huskies can taste it now. Here's Willie getting one back for the Sun Devils.
Really doing a great job of just playing all-around volleyball. Step to her right, makes a perfect pass, and it swings out to the left. Arizona State needs more of that.
Willie had a standout high school career, 2012 Utah Gatorade Player of the Year as a senior, and 4.0 GPA, thank you very much. Backslide Wade off the block of Willie, dug nicely by Skembray, but nothing Strickland could do with it, and Willie another kill.
Boy, what a great effort from Strickland, though. That's the kind of play that just gets your team fired up. Strickland laying it all out on the ground. Here you're going to see her. There's no quitting her.
Not at all. We'll see Washington mishandle a serve like that very much.
Nice serve from Harker, just kind of splitting it between Strickland and Van Sant.
Allie Harker, a true freshman from Bakersfield, California, spoke with her coach earlier this week, and she said that she didn't realize the mental grind the Pac-12 would be. And frankly, when they come here, nobody does. What a laser beam from Krista Van Sant.
Slow, set, steady, sustained. Van Sant, such an expert at just controlling her energy output.
Nicely dug by Van Sant. Van Sant with pipe. And she goes wide.
Arizona State needs to win a few more of those rallies, get themselves back in it. Down by 4, but still time. Still time to make a game of this third set.
Shannon McCready, under she was going to be able to play. She had a concussion after running into a teammate, but she's in the match.
Yeah, it was a crazy story. She ran into Whitney Follett on Follett's first day back at full practice. Suffered a concussion, but now she's back out there on the court for Jason Watson.
Timeout taken by the Sun Devils, and Washington Huskies led by Krista Van Sant. We know she can attack, but she is good all over the floor. Van Sant, the reigning Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week. 40 digs last week to go along with 42 kills.
And 11 blocks. Look at that stuff. Van Sant so effective. And this marks the 9th Player of the Week. Van Sant has won that tosser for the all-time with Logan Tom from Stanford. She's gotten 7 Players of the Week offensively, and she's gotten 2 defensively. And that's just mark of a great player, able to not only get the awards, but get them on both sides, the offense and the defense.
What a job she's done tonight, both sides of the net. With another block.
Just uses her arms so well in her blocking motion. Just gets to the outside, hikes over the net, and again, she goes into every match knowing she's going to get a ton of sets. She's going to be out there blocking, digging, playing all the way around every point. And so she manages her energy in her game so well. She knows when to turn it on, when to put in cruise control, and she's so smooth. Just a fantastic player.
Krista studying Tahiti in June with 15 other Husky athletes, and then in July, as the Player of the Year in the nation, got to attend the ESPYs.
ASU's really got to buckle down right here, try to get a side out and get themselves going. Again, Wade from corner to corner. It's just her float serve is so tough. It moves so much in the air. She gets such a great knuckleball on it that she's been given Willie fits on this serve cross court.
20 service aces this year for Wade. Overpass, and Tia Scambray taking advantage.
And sometimes overpasses just kind of hang up there like a ripe piece of fruit. And that one was a tough one. That was shooting over the net. Scambray did a great job of taking that overpass, just kind of cuffing it down to the ground.
Macy Gardner down toward that block and the top of the tape.
And again, they're not going to get the call. Washington block up there. What now? 3 serves in a row. An ace cross court, an overpass down the middle, and another broken play on the right side.
See who she targets this time. It's Harker, the freshman libero. Backslide Mercedes-Benz. And Tia Scambray comes up with kill for the Huskies. That is her 7th.
And Katie Beals with a real nice set. That pass was in the net. She just kind of calmly, peacefully goes over there and sets a nice 4 out to Scambray, and Scambray deep cross court. Washington's got all cylinders kicking right now.
Yeah, and they got a 9-point lead trying to sweep ASU. When we're done here, we're not done with Pac-12 volleyball. After this one, 10th ranked Oregon in LA to take on the 18th ranked USC Trojans. Oregon's dropped 3 of their last 5. USC has won 3 straight after starting Pac-12 play 0-3. Josh Lewin and Kevin Wong will have the call on that one coming up 8 o'clock Pacific on Pac-12 Networks and Pac-12 Now. Rich Burke along with Mike Dobb, former silver medalist beach volleyball in the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. Now coaches the top-ranked men's USA beach volleyball team, Phil Dahlhauser and Sean Rosenthal.
What you been doing your homework?
You're talking to over here.
Yeah, Rosenthal Dahlhauser, number 1 team in the world right now, had a great summer, won 2 Grand Slams on the FIVB International Tour. And
did you get as much satisfaction out of coaching as you did play?
No, Never.
Okay.
Not even close.
Honest assessment. By the way, here in the third set, ASU hitting minus 065.
Yep. That's not what Jason Watson wanted to see coming out of the break. And for Melanie Wade, she's just kind of going to sit back there and decide who she wants to pick on this time. She is serving some very difficult float serves.
Washington's hitting percentage down in this one in spite of the fact they're on the verge of sweep. Kaylee Nelson into the pen. So why is Washington's hitting percentage down, even though they're on a couple of points away from a sweep here?
Well, a few unforced errors, uncharacteristic plays, but they're making so many things happen with their serve and their defense that it's really not having a big impact on the game.
Nice job by Willie and Ariano. To the middle, Sebelda off the block of Gardner and Benz.
Gardner Benz, a nice job of closing in on Sebelden, getting a big block, and again, it's late. And if the Sun Devils are going to make a move, they got to do a few more plays like that right here.
Nice pass by Scambray. Beals, lots of options, goes to Nelson. Good coverage by Beals. Bump set. And Washington making a mistake, and you don't see them and a lack of communication very often.
And Jim McLaughlin's going to take a timeout. Arizona State getting 2 points in a row, trying to make a little mini move, and McLaughlin's so cagey, such a great veteran coach, just going to shut it down and get his team to recoup.
McLaughlin told us last week that when his team won the national title in 2005, of course they started 24-0, and then they lost to UCLA, and he got a call from Coach Karai. And Karai told him that that loss might actually be good for you. You can see Washington in a stretch right now where they play 5 of 6 matches against ranked teams.
Yeah,
why would it be good?
It was a great story. First of all, you know, a lot of pressure builds when you're undefeated. And sometimes a loss will kind of take that pressure off. It'll kind of wake players up that are maybe getting a little too complacent or thinking they're a little too good. And many of the great teams learn a lot more from losses than they do from wins. And that was a big loss for that team because they went on and won the national championship. And it was funny because McLaughlin said he had all the statistics out there. He had this great speech he wanted to give his kid. He got that call from Coach, and he just went and told the team, hey, Coach Karai said this, and they responded.
Hey, he said, you lost, it's okay. And he said it's good because the team found out that they were vulnerable and they didn't have to wait till December to find that out. Well, this year, will Washington go into December undefeated? They'll have to run gauntlet of the Pac-12, including Stanford on November the 26th in Seattle. Stanford also one of the 4 remaining undefeated teams in the nation. Scambray, and she finds the back corner.
And that's just big time. Scambray just takes a really tough serve from Willie, passes it right on a dime, swings outside, and just delivers deep heat cross court. Big time play for a freshman.
First year player from Dana Point, California, chose UW over Cal and Texas. Scambray again, off the hand, bends. Can Gardner do something with it? Good coverage by Macy. Another swing, and just a little bit too long for Gardner.
It's just Washington with 3 blockers up. It's cumulative pressure, cumulative effect of that block on hitters. Even great hitters like Macy Gardner just tried to do a little too much on that play.
Match point for Washington. Gardner again. And ASU stays alive on a hill for Macy Gardner, and that is her 11th.
What a great hit. That ball was well off the net, just inside the 10-foot line, rips it across court.
Macy's first kill in the third set. Genevieve Perot coming in to serve. Second match point for Washington. Good pass by Van Sant. Too long for Scambray. And ASU stays alive.
And another unforced error for Washington, really not going to have a big effect unless ASU pulls a rabbit out of their hat, but it affects their hitting percentage for the match.
And that's how it ends, a service error for Perot, and ASU falling in 3 sets to Washington Huskies, and ASU's got to go back and rethink things, and Washington just continues to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk to McLaughlin, and he talked about the coach's theme at Washington, it's who is making the team better right now? And the thing for the players is, what can I do to make the team better? And when you have that kind of philosophy day in, day out, going into practice, going into your matches, and having players like Van Sant exemplify that attitude of what else can I do to make the team better, it's why they're so strong. And what a great coach, Jim McLaughlin.
Yep, what a job he's done with these Washington Huskies. Hey, don't go away. We're going to come back and talk more about this one. The Huskies sweep the Sun Devils here in Tempe. Back to Wells Fargo Arena for this.
The Zona Zoo is one of the largest fully student-run.
Washington Huskies improved to 17-0 and 6-0 in the Pac-12. In fact, 7-0 in the Pac-12, 18-0 overall as they knock off the ASU Sun Devils in 3 sets here at Wells Fargo Arena in Tempe. And Rich Burke, along with Mike Dodd, Jim McLaughlin's team, just continues to press forward in the Pac-12. Not always easy, but they got it done tonight.
Yeah, they were so smooth out there, continually putting pressure on Arizona State. It seemed like every rally, Arizona State was scrambling just to get the ball over the net. And conversely, every rally, Washington was just easy pass, set to the outside, getting it done. That's why that's so many more kills.
Yep, so many weapons for the Washington Huskies. They didn't hit as well as they normally do, just 2 of 2, but ASU only 103.
Yeah, they had 21 attack yards to ASU 17, but 46 hills to 28. That's called getting it done.
So Washington wins in 3 sets. Our senior coordinating producer is Will O'Toole. For producer Liz Scott, director Marty Tarr, and for Mike Ott, I'm Rick Burke. More volleyball coming up at the top of the hour. 10th ranked Oregon at USC. Josh Lewin and Kevin Wong will have the call. Stay with us here on Pac-12 Network.
Going to a game at the Los Angeles Memorial College